プログラム保守点検よし。指揮官、作業を始めていいよ。質問があったらいつでも聞いて。
Alright, we are live. Ode of Everblooming Crimson event. Huzzah! Alright. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll hold off on doing anything there, because I've got some polls to do. First off, yeah, not getting into that yet. Dreamy Day in Dreamland Park. Manju Cake Tower. Share cakes. Okay. Oh, okay, I get what's happening. I get it. Alright, then there was Battle UI. Buy in the shop. That's neat. It's not a skin. No. Is it a pack? Ah, there we go. Oh, okay. I see what's going on. Well, so you can get that, or you can get that and the gems for all those. Gotcha, gotcha. Okay. 1 second. Okay. Alright, did we get a mail for it? There we go. Alright. Might as well be showy. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, what else is going on? There's no like adventure town like they usually do. That's surprising. Alright, well, I guess it's time to do polls. Stack space looking. Alright, so Amagi is at 1.2%. Water Assay is at 2%. Hiei Meta is at 5%. And Suzunami is at 2.5%. And of course, the elite will be the hardest one to get. Alright, first 10 pull. Portland, Northampton, Suffolk, Chicago, Northampton, Bogue, I-26, Pensacola, Victorious, Shropshire. Okay, got absolutely nobody on that 10 pull. Next 10 pull. Norfolk, Ranger, Formidable, Shropshire, Portland, Suffolk, Shropshire, Ranger, Kent, Pensacola. F on that 10 pull. Okay, that's probably the elite right there. Ranger. Nope, it's Albacore Muse. Indianapolis.
こんにちは、指揮官。獣王所属の駆逐艦、遊雲型の10番艦の鈴波よ。仲良くして。
Well, she's cute and soft-spoken. Waves of bitter cold. 15 seconds after the battle starts, and every 20 seconds after that, fires barrage. Enemies hit by this barrage take increased torpedo damage from this ship for 8 seconds. When the ship's torpedoes torpedoes hit an enemy, decreases that cutoff. Okay. Chasing brisk waves increases the ship's torpedo and evasion by 15% when the ship's fired her torpedoes. 30% chance to fire another wave of torpedoes. Okay. So nothing crazy there. Yeah, tame. Another copy. Pensacola, Suffolk, Norfolk. Okay. Well, hey, at least we got one of the event ships. One down, 2 to go, 2.5 to go, we'll call it, because we do have Hiei Meta to pull. But she could also be dropped or gotten in the shop. Norfolk,
あなたがこの母校の運営ロイヤルネイビーの
Perseus,
栄光をカードに
Hermes,
ごきげんよう
Lexington.
獣王所属慶獣渡らせと申します。指揮官とお会いできて嬉しく存じます。この刃で我らが艦隊の誉れをお守りしましょう。
Okay, so we got the two main girls other than Amagi. Awesome. Wave Splitter's Edge increases the ship's reload and accuracy by 15% when the battle starts. If your flagship is a Sakura Empire ship, increases the ship's damage dealt by 15%. When your flagship launches an airstrike or main guns, special barrage is... hold on. Okay, another barrage. So lots of barrages. Mist Flowing Shadows increases the ship's evasion rate by 10%. That's powerful. Evasion rate buffs are awesome. When an enemy gets within 30 units of the ship, fires a special barrage. More barrages. Once per battle, when the ship has taken damage a total of 8 times in one battle, restores 5% of the ship's max HP. That's decent. So lots of barrages, a heal. I would say that she's pretty good for places like World 14 and 15. Of course, she's only B and AA, so that's kind of F for a light cruiser. Okay, Washington, you degenerates, what say you? Free the Mermaid, that's not bad. Rare Narwhal. Okay. That's not completely degenerate. Northampton, Chicago, Rangers. Okay. So we're up to 410 pulls. We've gotten 2 of the event girls. No Amagi yet. Where are we at for dock space? Well, we're at the limit. So let's free up some dock space. And basically I'm keeping the commons to feed to Amagi CV. What important gear? Okay, whatever. Probably the planes on Chenhai. Alright, what are we up to? Alright, we still got room for 310 pulls. Let's do it. 11 minutes, that's probably a sub. Ogue. Called it. U552. Northampton. Hermes. I-26. Vestal. Kent. Langley. Pensacola. Long Island. Alright. Next 10 pull. 24 minutes. It could be another copy of the Elite Destroyer. No, it's Albacore Muse again. Langley. Pensacola. Suffolk. Ranger.
巡洋戦艦比叡馳せ参じましたわ。指揮官、次はいかがなさいます？見回りも戦闘も準備できていますから、すぐにでも出撃しましょう。
Hiei meta, we got the .5 girl. Sky Sieging Slash increases the ship's firepower and reload. Fires a barrage. If there are 2 or more enemies present on the battlefield, forms another barrage. This section is not activated through this effect. Damage of this main gun volley is increased 20%. Okay, so she either does a wave clear or gets more damage if she's fighting a boss. Got it. Shadow Scattering Shimmer. That's a name. Every 20 seconds, there's a chance to activate Shimmer, redirecting 50% of the damage that would be dealt to your main fleet to this ship and reducing said damage by 20%, lasting for 10 seconds. Additionally, it decreases the evasion rate of one random enemy 10%. Evasion rate debuff. That's strong. If Shimmer fails to activate, instead increases the evasion and reload of your Vanguard by 15% for 10 seconds. Okay, that skill's got a lot going on. It's very RNG, but it's solid. Bravery beget boons. Apparently we're alarmingly alliterative today. Reduces the damage the ship takes from HE ammo and burning by 15%. Isma would like to talk to you about that. And reduces the damage of all your other main fleet ships take by 10%. Let's see. Once per battle, when the ship's HP falls below 30%, restores 8% of the ship's max HP, increases your AA and evasion by 15%. Okay. The burning is actually pretty nice in stages like level 9 through level 11. But are the people that are going to be getting this ship already past that? Who's to say? Then that's just the crit damage dealt when fighting boss or sirens. Okay, gotcha. Alright, what say you, Washington degenerates? Yeah, no. Yeah, bad. Here we go.
Amagi 参上しました。月日は流れ、この天地も少なからぬ変化を遂げたようで。指揮官様、こたびはどのような敵と相対することになっていますか？天城の体のことならもう大丈夫です。どうかご心配なさらず。
Hey, and she doesn't have a cough. Alright. From plans laid, eternity arrayed. Increases the ship's AVI by 15%, fairly standard. While this ship is afloat, increases the damage dealt by your submarine's torpedoes, surface ship's torpedoes, and aircraft's torpedoes by 15%, and decreases the enemy's ship's firepower, torpedo, AVI, AA, and evasion by 3%. Each stack of Phoenix Flame on the enemy applies another instance of this debuff on that enemy. So, holy crap. Okay, originally in the data mine, I was under the impression it was a Sakura Empire only buff. But no, it's all torpedo damage. Anything classified as a torpedo gets a straight 15% damage buff. That just turned the Sakura carrier meta on its head. Because now Amagi CV synergizes with Shinano a lot better than Hakuryu does. Because Amagi CV can deploy about 6 torpedo bombers. No, 5 torpedo bombers. Shinano can deploy 6, I believe. Then if you pair her with a slower, like Implacable, who can use 2 of her slots as torpedo bombers for 6 more, they're all getting this 15% damage dealt buff. Add in all the other AVI and aircraft airstrike damage dealt increases. This is wow. Wow. Damn. That's nuts. You, ma'am, are extremely impressive. Alright, next skill. From advantage seized, victory bequeathed. It increases this ship's damage dealt to the enemy the further away they are from her. Up to 18% more damage. Wow. Okay. When the ship launches an airstrike, special airstrike, a level whatever special airstrike is launched based on the AVI. Well, the ship's afloat 15%. 15 seconds after the ship is not in, enters a battle, launches a supporting barrage. Okay. Yeah. So, potential 18% more damage. Now, Amagi CV does have one less aircraft squadron than other UR carriers, but I think that makes up for it, and especially if you leverage that and the buff to torpedo bomber damage. Holy crap. From Phoenix's Cistern, Flames Given. What's Cistern supposed to... whatever. Every 12 seconds, 100% chance to fire a Phoenix Flame Special Barrage, so more barrages. Damage based on skills level and the ship's AVI stat. For each Soccer Empire ship in your fleet, excluding this ship, so up to 5, decreases this barrage's activation interval by 1 second. So we can knock that down to 7 seconds per barrage. Wow. I wonder how much damage this barrage inflicts. Inflicts the Phoenix Flame status to enemies hit, increasing burn damage taken by 15% for each stack of Phoenix Flame. The Phoenix Flame status can only be applied once every 5 seconds and stacks up to 2 times. So this could increase burn damage by 30%. Wow. And when sorted with Akagi or Kaga, decreases loading time of this ship's first airstrike by 50%. Okay. So, a lot going on. She's got a lot of barrages. And a lot of fast-firing barrages. Now, this is entirely dependent on the number of Soccer Empire ships. But because you're more than likely going to be pairing her with Shinano, and Shinano needs at least 3. So that's every 10 seconds instead of every 7, potentially. Plus, you're probably going to be using at least Kazugumo. Well, that could be one of the 3. Yeah. Anyway. Very impressive ship. SHP SAVI. Okay, what say you, Washington? Yeah, first 10 pull, nope. Second pull, nope, nope, nope. Nope.
Hey,
Hi, Kent. Langley. Okay. So, we got the entire event in 610 pulls. Cool. And I'm still over a K cubes. Ah, congratulations, Dawson. Very impressive. Okay, so let's do the usual bits. Well, first off, yeah, exactly. Congratulations, Dawson. Sometimes you get luck like that. Often you don't. Alright, where are you? I've got way too many ships with their skills trained. There we go. Here's the level 1s. Amagi CV. Let's start training that yellow skill frickin' immediately. Up to 15% more torpedo damage for your whole fleet. Holy freaking crap. Holy crap. Okay, now on to the dorm. Let's clear off these posers. We need 4 spots. Very nice. So let's see. There's Suzunami, Hiei Meta and Waterase, and put Amagi in there temporarily. She's going to come out in a second. So, not too enthusiastic about the bath. She's okay with it. She likes the bath. No, I haven't seen this one then. Yeah. Okay, Maggie. I'm kind of just chilling. Oh, look at the ear flip. Nice. Man, they have really done no wonders with the chibis of these characters. Okay, let's get you... Oh, here. Let's have you dance. You do the ear flop too. Yeah, cool. What the heck are you doing, Amagi? Huh. I can't pick that one up for some reason. There we go. Okay, she does not like head pats. And she's not a great dancer. And Maggie's just standing there twirling her flaming umbrella. Or is it a parasol? Yeah, one way or the other. No, Shinano does. She basically takes Hakuryu's place as the best teammate for Shinano. Because he synergizes with Shinano a lot better than Hakuryu does. I'm still blown away. Oh my god. That completely shakes up the aircraft carrier meta. Okay. So, next. As I always do with the UR ships, we're gonna raise them straight to 100. Straight to 100.
ですが、指揮官様に会った途端に気づきました。天城が迷い、心配していたことはただの杞憂に過ぎないと。
Yeah, because Shinano has the most torpedo bombers and most buff torpedo bombers of any other UR carrier. And she buffs Sakura Empire ships. Aircraft AVI, so she buffs Amagi. Amagi's buff to torpedo bombers buffs Shinano, who's already has god tier homing torpedo damage. It's like, holy crap.
この力。
I think this season's meta boss is designed specifically for Amagi CV here to take down. Because my Sakura carrier fleet can almost take her down, but just needs that little bit of an edge, which is what Amagi is going to provide.
この力。
Yep, especially since Shinano was in the game permanently. Oh, wait, hang on. Silly me. Silly, silly me.
指揮官様、私は仲間とどう向き合
We're
い
gonna use up all those commons I saved.
善処させていただきます。この力、善処させていただきます。
Okay, that was a nice little increase. Let's gear up. Well, we can wait on that. Let's look at see your voice lines.
指揮官様、お帰りなさいませ。今日の作戦についてすでに一計を案じました。
Man, her
どうか
chibi
お
is
目通し
fucking
を。
going crazy. Very cool. You've got her, Shinano, and Akagi, is what you're saying?
指揮官様は時を経た今でもなお皆を傷つけさせない策をお求めなのでしょうか。承知しておりますよ。指揮官様、関西機と呼ばれるこの子たちが本当に戦の趨勢を左右する存在になったのですね。指揮官様、相談事で恐れ入りますが、私が赤城のそばにいてあげられる時間が
Yeah, you need to
少なす
calm
ぎるように思いませんか。
Akagi the F down.
この埋め合わ薬箱が空になっています
Oh,
ね。
Shimakaze,
そろ
gotcha.
そろ補充しなくては。指揮官様、
Oh, you take tonic, okay.
先日加賀がお見舞いに来てくれましたわ。巡洋戦艦から空母に時代の波に乗って前へ前へと。私も取り残されないように精進しません。指揮官様、お疲れでしたら天城の尻尾を枕にしばし休まれてはいかがでしょう。
That line's going to activate a lot of commanders.
指揮官様のお手たくましくなり
Oof
ま
is
したね。
real. Okay, don't bat me over the head with that umbrella.
指揮官様、しばし我慢なさった方が。
Okay. She didn't destroy us.
この報酬はすべて指揮官様の大業の礎となります。
Tory Gates,
もっと
neat.
頂戴できるよう策を練らないとなりませんわね。次の任務についてはすでに対策を用意してあります。指揮官様、お手
I
紙が
kind of
届
feel
いてお
bad
り
for
ます。
Akuryu.
関西機で
Although,
机の上までお
If you
届け
get
しましたので
situations where you
ご確
don't
認を。
need a slow or stop because of the way the boss's patterns move, you might be able to get away with using all three. The problem is, to use homing torpedoes, you pretty much ought to be using a slow too.
指揮官様、こたびの凱旋をお祝い申し上げます。天城と指揮官様の心が通じていること、それがすなわち勝ち続ける秘訣と言えるでしょう。
One ship you ought to look into, Dawson, if you're running all those carriers in the back line, is Kazugumo. She buffs carrier damage by 15%.
時は移ろい、
Times
人も
changed,
変
so
わ
do
っていき
people.
ますもの。
That's cold.
指揮官様、私は仲間とどう向き合い、今の環境にいかに身を置くか、一度迷ったことがあります。指揮官様、委託が完了しました。仲間たちがいる倉庫に一緒に参りましょうか。この力、善処させていただきます。おのおの計画通りに戦い、指揮官様に勝利を。この勝利は次の勝利の始まりへとつながりましょう。
That's
見
lovely.
事な采配でした。指揮官、形勢が不利です。指揮官様、一度攻めの手を緩め、体勢を立て直してから再戦を。もっと効果的な策に切り替える時ですね。
Alright, what's your skill line?
では、かけるとしましょう。
Okay.
では、かけるとしましょう。
Not bad. She could have delivered it with a little more emphasis.
指揮官様。
Alright, that's Amagi. Let's look at the other girls.
弱きに出会えば助立ちをし、四方を旅する友はこの刀。
Alright.
指揮官、本日の予定は執務室に引きこもるのですか？
Oh, I can't work in the office all day?
今からでも予定を変えませんか？
Look at her chibi go.
指揮官、外に出る任務はありますか？
Oh, you want to go for a
な
walk,
いなら
huh?
な、戦に懸命さは大切ですが、時に万有も千里の道も一歩からです。悪い結果を恐れずに、まずは最初宴ですか？どこでやるんですか？ぜひ参加させていただき。
But I thought you liked arranging parties.
キエが準備するのですか？さすがに面
You're
倒
the
ですか
hostess
ら
with the mostest.
お断りさせていただいても。海風が気持ちよく遠出日和ですね。
Alright, she just likes playing hooky.
一緒にお出かけしませんか？
Okay, don't kill me.
指揮官、本当に手を
Oh,
出してきたの
she
ですね。
enjoyed it. Uh-oh.
なかなかのお手前で。
Uh-oh.
この角が気になるですか？
That's scary
新た
too.
な任務ですね。
New mission.
指揮官、無事任務が完了しました。指揮官、お手紙が届いていますよ。机の上に。指揮官、お疲れ様です。何か用があるなら言ったらどうです？
Oof. Oof.
弱きに出会えば助立ちをし、四方を旅する友は委託組が帰還しました。この力があれば戦闘開始。全力。まあ所詮はこの程度ですね。
Okay.
油断してしまいました。まだ終わりではありません。
Alright.
仕切り直させ
And
て
the
い
most
ただきます。
important one. What is your skill line?
分散無償、散りゆけ。
That's kind of soft-spoken.
弱きに出会えば
I
助
like
立ち
skill
をし、
lines that are
四方を旅する
dramatic
友
and
は
short
こ
and
の
strong.
刀。
Alright, I need to do some things. Let's fortify her up. Awesome.
弱きに出会えば
Okay, so that's Hiei meta. Let's check out what
黒
her
い刃
essay.
は縁を知らず
Late as no
我と
past.
共に写しより舞いよりん。この刃が存在する意義ははっきりしています。私の力と
That's
して
an awful thin front line with all those destroyers. You probably play a lot of manual to keep them alive. Alright. Let's look into
指
it.
揮官、庶務を始める前にお茶かコーヒーでもいかがですか？実は私、鍛錬の前は
Look
こ
at
うい
her
った一
juggle.
杯が
Are those
欠かせ
rugs
ない
she's
もので、
juggling? Or, yeah.
精神集中だけでなく、気分を転換するのにも役立ちます
Okay,
よ。
she's a drinker.
この袖ですか？見た目重視で少しお直しを入れさせていた
You
だきま
sure?
した
It's
よ。
an awful. Those
先
are
頭
awfully
には
long
影響し
sleeves.
ボタンが落ちました。縫って差し上げますから、そのままじっとしててください。
Ooh, she wants us to take off our shirts. Great.
獲物の手入れをしていますのでお気をつけください。指揮官、集中するのが難しそうでしたらこれが気になりますか？実は明石からの呉服注文の手形で、値段は
Oh,
秘密とさせ
she
てく
paid
ださ
too
い。
much for it from Akashi.
この生地が気になりますか？
Okay, she's some kind of coffee drinking seamstress.
よければ同じ生地でお召し物をお作りしましょうか。 髪飾りにしては随分と奇抜に見えるかもしれま
You
せん
made
が
the hair accessories yourself,
実は
huh?
私の手作りな
You're
んで
very
す。
crafty. How mad are you gonna be?
指揮官、ここのお直しは。いや、
She doesn't sound very angry.
指揮官、勤務中は真面目に庶務に励んでくださいませ。指揮官、お疲れ様です。少しツ
Acupuncture?
ボでも押して力を抜いて。鍼灸？針はよく使いますが、
Ah,
そ
I
れ
see
は
where
鍼
they're
灸で
going
は
with
な
that.
く裁縫の
Look
方
what
で
the
すよ。
freaking Chibi's doing. Taking a roll of fabric and cutting it by a telekinesis with the sword.
お疲れ様です、指揮官。疲労を感じるようでしたら座って一休みされてはいかがですか。作戦指揮だろうと武芸百般の鍛錬だろうと
Yukikaze, I
適
wish I
度な
could
休
use,
息
but
が
not that
肝心で
meta.
すよ。指揮官の衣装選びが
Oh,
少
she
し
doesn't
心
like how
配
we
にな
dress.
りそうです。振るう刃は縁を知らず、我と共に写しより舞
You
い
talking about Kasumi meta?
この刃が存在する意義ははっきりしています。私の力として大事な人を守るがために。指揮官、委託組の仲間たちが母校に特訓の成果が大いにありました。梅
Okay.
雨払いは安心して私にお任せを。
That's dramatic.
私の刃が指揮官に勝利をもたらしたこと、嬉しく存じます。早く撤退しましょう。これ以上怪我人が出ないよう今すぐ。ここで倒れるわけにはいきません。
Alright, skill line.
波をうがち、流れる影とともに。
Okay, that's decent. It could have been delivered with a little more emphasis, but
波をうがち、流れる影とともに。
that's a good skill line.
振るう刃は
So, that just leaves us with Ms. Soft-Spoken Destroyer.
休みの日は動物園に
Go to the
一緒
zoo,
に行
huh?
ってくれる？
Alright, what are you about?
指揮官、今日の仕事内容はここにまとめた。
Love the ear twitch.
この量は見間違いじゃないよ。早く始めて。鈴波も協力する。鈴波に近づきづらいからいつまでも見つめてるの？
Personally, my favorite place to farm coin
た
is
だ近づ
12-4.
くタイミングを伺ってただけって。雪で作ったクマちゃんだよ。
Kuma-chan,
好きならあげる。
interesting.
ここに置いて。
Stand guard for you when you're not here. Okay.
むむ。
Shaved
い
ice.
ちごのかき氷、指揮官も食べてみる？
So she likes strawberry flavored shaved ice, huh?
おいしい？鈴波を見ると逃げちゃう猫ちゃんなのに、指揮官に自分から近づいて。
Cats don't like you.
小動物たちと仲良くなれる方法、
Okay, she's
鈴
fascinated by
波に
pets.
教えてもらえる？
Okay.
鈴
I bet
波
you're
は
not.
こういうスキンシッ
Skinship.
プ慣れ、指揮官の手ポカポカしてて。
Well, you're gonna melt her.
指揮官、まだ終わってない仕事。指揮官、お疲れ様。指揮官、手紙を。指揮官、おかえり。鈴波がお茶を入れてきた。
Ice. Okay.
キンキンに冷えている。
Well, iced tea. It's good in the summer.
氷もいっぱい入れたけどごめん。指揮官、
Oof. You should
やっ
actually keep
ぱ
your
り距離
distance.
取って。
Oof, oof, oof.
指揮官、委託組が戻ってきたよ。へえ、強くしてくれてみんなと一緒に出撃するなんて。
She will accomplish the mission.
指揮官、勝ったよ。鈴波と偽装に火が。撤退を苦心する。火の勢いが。
No, she doesn't like fire. The thing is, Dawson, once you get past, and once you break into chapter 9 and get past it, you get oil cap, and that is extremely useful in leveling your fleets up, because you can deploy full fleets again and not have it cost an arm and a leg. Also, you get extra coin rewards for clearing the nodes, so it's a great way to get extra coin for pulls. AKA how I was able to get over 300k coin in case I needed to resort to pity for Amagi CV to pull her on stream. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, that's the literal kudere. Alright, so we still got some dock space. That's clear all those out. Well, we got some housekeeping to do. We'll take care of that real quick. Yeah, no discounts, I know. Let's take off Admiral Nakamov and put Amagi CV in there. Oh, I passed her. Where are you? There you are. Look at her in all her glory. Got flames. Got the phoenix in the background. Where her tails move. That's impressive. Let's bring her back to normal, though. Okay, so... Oh, first off, I need to get her out of the first level because she's going in the top level. I guess we'll put you back in there. And up top, let's clear off the space because we're going to be leveling some girls. I waited to deploy all the new PR7 girls for this stream. Hooray! So we get to show them off. So much Iron Blood. Number 2 Soccer Empire. That's a little unusual. I find that given what you get, unless it's an odd event pattern, most people end up with a lot of Eagle Union and Royal Navy girls to start off with just because of how the ships drop. Okay. Scrolling down. There you are. So, Halford, Dyson, Bayard. Let's toss. Gotta go all the way down to the level 100. And there's Amagi CV. Cool. 3 front line. Nope. 2 front lines. I've got an open space. We'll figure that out later. Okay. Let's get into the event proper. A game of reenactment, a fragment of the past, a slice of the world. In this past, our soccer heroes will reunite with friends of old. And junk. Well, I've got pretty much everybody. I had PR7 all received by within 30 days. Gonna grab Dyson, and this is gonna be expensive, but who cares? It's only oil. Then up front we're going to put Bayard and Halford. There you are, Halford. Okay, out back, let's do my usual babysitting fleet. Oh, not you. Then you do realize you can jump around a little bit when the PRs say you wanted Anchorage, as long as you have enough Eagle Union girls to qualify for the the fleet tech requirement. You can jump and get Anchorage. I just pick Anchorage out because she's a particularly powerful vanguard. Yeah, that's always there because she's in PR. Okay, what was I doing? Unzen. That's right, Unzen. Okay, let's gear the girls up.
指揮官様、私は仲間とどう向き合い、今の環境にいかに身を置くか、一度迷ったことがあります。ですが、指揮官様に会った途端に気づきました。天城が迷い、心配していたことはただの杞憂に過ぎないと。
You do whatever you enjoy. Oh, why do I have 2+13 steam catapults on AVP? That's weird. And I could use a hunting bow on her since she's going to be Vanguard. Or in the mob fleet. Okay, that's not bad. Alright, let's use your new gun on you. Let's do accuracy AA. Who shall I steal from? How about hero? We'll do a fire control radar. And a white shell. Oop, passed by him. Oop, no, I can take it off Congo Muse. Okay. Oh. Nagato doesn't need that sword. Suppose I could +13 it, but I'll wait until I want to put it on Musashi.
官のその
Alfred.
さては我がファミリーの一員になりたいのね。ちょっと待ってなさい。手元にある書類を確認し終わってから。
I can steal that off a summoner. Oh yeah, foot plane. We'll give you a toolkit. I just happen to have one unequipped. And I remember your AVI stacks off of torpedo, doesn't it? No, it's separate stat. See, now I consider myself an Eagle Union main. But at this point I use whatever combination of girls work together the best for the task I'm using them for. Okay. Probably the cross swords. That's Halford.
己を律する力をなくす。
Bayard.
いかに騎士と
Let's do a
いえ
quick
ど
review.
どうやって武器を握って人を守れるという
Torpedo
のでしょう。
damage, speed,
肩書きに頼りきる
evasion.
脳なしではなく
You got a ton of
私は
barrages.
己に背
More
かず
HP,
騎士の
more
名に恥じぬ存
damage.
在でありたいものです。
Okay, so you don't really care what kind of gun that you are mounting. So, let's go whole hog. Cool. That's good to hear. Let's be contrary, and we'll stick the anti-light torpedoes on you. What the heck. I've got the coin to spare for new stuff. Should probably fake a few more washing machines. Whose washing machine shall I steal? Let's steal yours. And does a fair bit of torpedo damage. But does she get that buffed? Firepower and reload. Yeah, you know what? It's a light cruiser. Probably does a bit more FP based damage than torpedo based damage. Let's give you the officer's sword. Okay, so that's the girls all geared up. You three should all be geared up. Yep.
どうし
悩み守るため特別なご
We're
褒美を
good
も
to
らっ
go. Oh, need to do some house cleaning. Alright, now we're good to go. Let's see Amagi CV and the PR7 girls in action, shall we? $54 oil per battle.
おのおの計画通りに
Oh, you don't like news or
指
oils,
揮官様
huh?
に勝利を
罰女性
救
Neat UI change.
こんにちは。これこそが我が力。怠惰なる者よ。その目に焼き付けなさい。
Yeah, you're cute, Alfred. What's surprising is we didn't have any storylines going into
お
this.
のおの計画通りに戦い指揮官様に勝利を。
役を罰女せ。
救いはここにあらず。
かげろうの
戦闘が終わりました。指揮
Let me check something.
なかなか危なっかしい戦いだった。
There we are, memories. Huh, okay. So apparently there's no storylines on the main arc here.
苦難
That's
を
a
乗り
different
越えん
change.
とするは我が望み。
役を罰女せ。
救いはここにあらず。ではかけるとしましょう。
怠惰なる者に闇夜の制裁を。
Alright, that was Amagi's
Yaku,
Phoenix
Batsu
Barrage.
救いはここにあらず。
私はレナウ
戦闘が終わりました。指揮官願わく。
Laffy Zulu Union, assuming that's who you're talking about. Bad Nakamov.
苦難を乗り越えんとするは我が望み。
役を罰女せ。
救いはここにあらず。ではかけるとしましょう。
怠惰なる者に闇夜の制裁を。役を罰女せ。
救いはここにあらず。ではかけるとしましょう。
So far, pretty impressive.
戦闘が終わりました。
Although it looked like Amagi CV's barrages make her a little more vulnerable to detection. I figured the first Sakura CV released after the
指揮官様に勝利を。
hidden carrier mechanic would incorporate something like about hidden carrier mechanic into her skills, and she didn't.
ではかけるとしま
Yes,
しょう。
San Diego
怠
is
惰なる
Eagle
者
Union,
に
and she's
闇
also
夜の
number
制
one.
裁を。役を罰女せ。新たに
戦闘が終わりました。指揮官
Ah, okay. They're separating out the story and the missions. I see what they did there. Interesting. Alright, well, let's keep going, then I'll read the storylines. Did you know that San Diego has a music video? Well, I wouldn't call it that, but...
苦難を乗り越えんとするわ我が望み
役を罰女性
New UI is interesting.
救いはここにあらず
I like how bold the skills are when they stand out and are activated. Javelin's just too energetic for her own good.
苦難を乗り越えんとするわ我が望み
役を罰女性
救いはここにあら
And
ず
you two, leave some for the rest of the girls.
C クラス駆逐かこれ
Exactly. Watashi wa number 1.
苦難を乗り越えんとするわ我が望み
There's also a piece of furniture that's her stage.
救いはここにあらず
Although I think you have
では
you
かける
can't
と
get
しま
that
しょう
anymore or have to buy
怠
it
惰
with
なる者に
gems.
闇夜の制裁を正常役を罰女性
Umbrella turns into a drink, huh?
戦闘が終わりました指揮官
Really got to enjoy all the effort they've been making into the new girls' chibis, though.
"苦難を乗り越えんとするわ我が望み
役を罰女性
救いはここにあらず」ではかけるとしましょう
怠惰なる者に闇夜の制裁を ヘイ指揮
戦闘が終わりました指揮官
You know, have the star requirements changed? Nope. They've drastically reduced the number of ships you have to destroy to clear the 2-star requirement. Wow.
"苦難を乗り越えんとするわ我が望み
役を罰女性
救いはここにあらず」ではかけるとしましょう
怠惰なる者に闇夜の制裁を正常役を罰女性
Daisen just about
戦
deleted
闘が終
her.
わりました指揮官願わ
Oh, you know what? Shadow Corruption comes, Akagi in phase, dear sister by her side, she steals her resolve, and more junk. Changing fates. To change the future and create a world without suffering, this noble wish of hers was corrupted. Now, though, she finally sees the right path. Skins, huh? Yeah, I of course don't have any skins whatsoever. Hi, TV. Yeah, no skins whatsoever. Not at all.
どうした
Let's see.
どうす
Hi,
る
Balti.
やっぱ
No skins.
戦争が終わったら何がしたい
Alright. Definitely made some strategic changes to how event fleets are run.
苦難を乗り越えんとするは我が望み
All we're have to do is beat them once and you clear the node. That's not bad.
救いはここにあらず
I like that skin for Hindenburg. It gives her a lot more personality than her base skin does.
ごめん。
戦闘が終わりました
The base lines and personality for Hindenburg make her a pretty darn cold fish.
おのおの計画通りに戦い指揮官様に勝利
役を抜除せ。
救いはここにあらずではかけるとしましょう
怠惰なる者に闇夜の制裁を。正常。役を抜除せ。指揮官や。
戦闘が終わりました
So far, Bayard's been impressing the most of the 3 PR7 girls. Of course, we're still basically blowing through chaff here. These are only level 83.
おのおの計画通りに戦い指揮官様に勝利
役を抜除せ。
救いはここにあらずではかけるとしましょう
怠惰なる者に闇夜の制裁を。正常。役を抜除せ。
救いはここにあらず
C クラス駆逐艦の。
戦闘が終わりました指揮
Well, that kind of depends on what you're asking the fleet to do.
指揮官様
Oh, come on. There we go. So, I don't know. I haven't really updated my Operation Siren fleets in a while, so it's not quite meta, but I kind of use this for mob clearing. This is my heavy CV fleet. This is my heavy battleship fleet, of course. Again, a little dated because I don't have Bismarck in there. And this is my light CV fleet. Mostly, though, when I'm clearing bosses in Operation Siren, I mostly use this fleet to clear all of the light and medium armor bosses, and then bring out the Sakharins for the heavy armor bosses, the battleships. But I've pretty much got all of the URs 125 denothed. And they all bring different things. Like, Laffy 2 is about the tankiest destroyer in the game, as an example. Really like Gunzen.
この後の予定は
Didn't expect to like Gunzen as much as I like Gunzen,
数週
but I
間も
like her
連れ回すよう
personality,
な
I
こ
like
と
her
では
art
ありませ
style,
ん
and I was
一日
pleasantly
二日
surprised by how well they
いいえ
were integrate
数時間でよければ
her skill set, because
デートのお
otherwise
誘い
torpedo
を
heavy
しても
cruisers suck.
よろしいでし
But
ょう
Gunzen
か
pulls it off.
本
And
日の
Musashi
奉
for
公を
heavy
終えた
carrier,
ら
heavy battleship action. FDG is kind of been power crept.
できればあなたが
Bismarck
このまま
2
私の
is
そばにいて
freaking strong.
背中を
Very, very strong. Hindenburg's very glass cannony. Mogador's decent. Alsace is pretty good. I mean, they've all got their niches. Alright, let's continue on. Mainly, I find enjoyment in girls that complement each other's skills well and synergize well together.
役を罰女性
救いはここにあらず。ではかけるとしましょう。
怠惰なる者に闇夜の制裁を正常役を罰女性
救いはここにあらず。では
It's kind of why I'm interested in Halford here, because one of Halford's skills has the potential of
アゲローが大事
increasing
戦
battleship
闘が終わりま
damage
した。
on a cycle that's pretty compatible with the Georgia gun. So I'm looking forward to trying that out. Mogador is
苦難を乗り越えんとする。
extremely strong. She's very much anti-light armor oriented. But she's basically a freaking buzzsaw.
ではかけるとしましょう。
怠惰なる者に
All
闇夜
guns
の
all the
制
time.
裁を正常役を罰女性
And of course she came with the strongest destroyer gun in the game, so you can't argue with that. I hope you'll be able to pick that up when you
かけ
got
るとし
her.
ましょう。
闇夜の制裁をはじめまして
戦闘が終わりました。指揮官。
Boss time. Definitely changed up the way they're presenting these
おのおの計画通りに戦い、
服よ正
指揮
常
官様に勝利
役を罰女性
救いはここにあらず。ではかけるとしましょう。
here's the boss.
怠惰なる者に闇夜の制裁を正常役を罰女性
救いはここにあらず。では
Armor break.
怠惰なる者に
That
闇夜
means
の
either
制裁を
Dyson armor broke or because it's heavy armor. Which I don't know if that's true.
戦闘が終わりました。
That was Halford's skill. Although I don't know if Halford's skill counts as an armor break. Whoa, we're getting the D maps too? Okay. Am I going to be able to get to SP in one day? Interesting. Alright, let's get my babysitters. Oh, you would call for a light cruiser, wouldn't you? Oh, and none of the light cruisers have any cross fleets. Damn it. Oh well. What the heck? Not L2, Shimakaze. And we can slot Dyson right into this slot. There you are, Dyson. Then we need a light cruiser and a destroyer, and guess what? We're using a light cruiser and destroyer. Oh, Helford, where art thou? There you are. Alright, let's go! Feels very strange being able to access the D maps on day one. And also not having the story interspersed with the action. I'll just go through reading the story afterwards, I guess.
戦闘が終わりました。
Yeah, the last Vashea events was pretty nice. It was a nice tie-up to bring the Vashea and the Iris Libre together.
救いはここにあらず。では、かけるとしましょう。攻撃し。怠惰なる者に闇夜の制裁を。ごめん。戦闘が終わりました。
Now the question becomes, are we going to need green unicorn into this? We'll see how the Vanguard's HP holds up.
救いはここにあらず。
Hi, sure, Nui. Can you give me a discount? Eugen 1, Akagi 2, Torricelli 3, and Lamalin 4, Yudachi 5. Cool.
苦難を乗り越えとする我が望み。救いはここにあらず。では、かけるとしましょう。怠惰なる者に闇夜の制裁を。役を罰女せ。救いはここにあらず。では、かけるとしましょう。闇夜の制裁を。 君はこの戦闘が終わりました。
It'd be nice if the game devs had known what they were doing when they originally designed Eugen, though. Because she just serves as a brick to be beat upon. And she's been power crept, besides. Oh yeah, I love the teasing. If I had a number one... Probably would be St. Louis here. I got her extremely early. I joined during the original run of Crimson Echoes, and I managed to pick her up before Valentine's Day that year. And she pretty much led my Vanguard all the way to me getting my first ships to level 100, which at the time was the level cap. But nowadays I hardly ever use her. Not really.
おのおの計画通りに戦い指揮官様に勝利を
Her evasion's too low. She doesn't do a lot of damage. The shields are useless in higher end gameplay.
ではかけるとしましょう
怠惰なる者に闇夜の制裁を役を罰助
I'm
せ
not knocking her, it's just she's been power corrupt.
戦闘が終わりました
Anchorage, for example, does everything that Eugen was supposed to do, but better. She's got more HP, she's got more evasion, and her smokescreen skill does a lot better job of protecting the two other vanguards with her than Eugen's useless shields do. Again, not knocking Eugen. The problem is the
おのおの計画通りに
developers of the game didn't
指揮官様に
understand the game they were designing back when they created her.
救いはこ
There's
こ
a
にあ
lot
る
of ships from the original
かけるとしましょう
怠惰なる者に
run
闇
of
夜の
ships
制裁
and
を
from the first few
役を
events
罰助
that
せ
it's obvious they had no clue what they were doing.
救いはここにあらず救いはここにあらずかけるとしま
And
しょう
yes, Rune is a better tank and it does deal more firepower than Eugen.
救いはここにあらず
闇夜の制裁を
But even Rune's power
では
corrupt.
かけるとしましょう
正常役を罰助せウルタカ型2番艦
戦闘が終わりました
Okay. Heart, she was born, to her heart she will return. Obsession makes it stronger, it changes her. It's got to have something to do with what's going on. We shall see. Yeah, it's not a bad fighter, but it's too fast. Oh yeah, I'm not knocking waifu over meta. You don't really need to pay attention to meta really until chapter 10, and even so with the level cap being 125 now, if you go into chapters 9, 10, and 11 with a sufficient level advantage, you don't have to worry about it so much. Back before the level cap was increased past 100,
救いはここにあらず
chapters 9, 10, and 11 were a bit of a slog.
怠惰なる者に
There were virtually no backline healers, and a lot of the humanoid mobs were battleships which would
戦
ignite
闘が終わりまし
and
た
burn down your backline. That was frustrating to deal with. By contrast, Chapter 12 is Azur Lane on easy mode.
苦難を乗り越えるとする
Chapter 12's
我が望
4 is where I
役を罰助せ
level all my girls for experience, it's where I grind PR XP, it's where I farm for
で
coin.
はかけるとしま
I
しょ
can
う
pretty much put any random
闇夜の制
team
裁
of
を
105 girls with maybe unicorn babysitting them, and they can get through it.
ヘイ指揮
戦闘が終わりました
And of course, Chapter 13 and Chapter 13, 14, and 15 is really when you really have to start understanding game mechanics. Otherwise,
おのおの
if
計画
you
通り
don't
に
pay a little bit of attention to game mechanics, you're basically beating your head against a brick wall.
救いはここ
Oh,
にあ
their
る
HP bars are
で
going
は
down.
かけるとしましょう
怠惰なる者
救い
に
はここに
I
ある
think I'm gonna need to bring Unicorn for the next fight, for the next node.
戦闘が終わりました
And to sum it up, Chapter 13 is plain hell with new mechanics. Chapter 14 is those mechanics
おのおの
plus
計画通りに
uh,
指揮官様に勝利
nighttime mechanics that make it Destroyer Heaven. Then Chapter 15 is plain hell with Chapter 14 added
かけ
to
ると
it.
しましょう
Chapter 14 is Destroyer Heaven. Chapter 15 is pretty much Healer Heaven. I had to use 4 healers between the 2 fleets to get a consistent clear, which is insane. Z23 is Sundere, huh? I suppose.
苦難を乗り越えんとするわ
I
我
don't
が
know if
望
I'd
み
classify her as that.
救いはここにある
It's just very serious.
かけるとしましょう
He gets a little upset when people don't take her seriously. Or her seriousness
救いはこ
seriously.
こにあらずではかけるとしましょう
Honestly, Chapter 15 wasn't terrible.
はじめまして。
戦闘が終わりました
I had an easier time there than figuring out Chapter 14. But what they basically did was they made every fight a long, long, long slog.
苦難を乗り越えんとするわ我が望み
And in Chapter 15, actually,
救いはここにあらずでは
brought home the differences between Unicorn and Perseus. Because you take a quick glance at them, and Unicorn and Perseus look
救いはここ
about
にあ
the
らず
same.
では
They both get preloaded airstrikes, Perseus 2, Unicorn 1. They both heal everybody in the fleet.
戦闘が終わりました指揮官
The difference is Perseus's reload is nerfed. In long fights, she gets a lot fewer heals off. And a lot less airstrikes off. Whereas Unicorn, because she is on a reliable cycle, does a lot more healing the longer the fight goes on. Yeah, extremely long battles.
おのおの計画通りに戦い指揮官様に勝利
And the other factor
救い
is
はここにあらずでは
you pretty much have to bring the Gear Lab gear you get from Grand Operation Siren, because that's where all of the best anti-air gear is. That's where the best fighters are.
では
And if you don't have those, it's a lot harder.
救いはここにあらずではかけるとしましょう
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to bring out a Unicorn for the next fight.
戦闘が終わりました
Well, that's not bad. I got all the way... Wow. Really changing events. Wait, who are we fighting? Kai accepted her past and obsession and returned to her near and dear. The world of the past crumbles, the spider lilies blow away with the wind. That's poetic. Who the heck is that? I guess we'll figure it out. Ooh, Ryu says, if you don't have good homing torpedo bombers, these are great to grind. These are awesome. Okay, so, hey Unicorn, we need you.
苦難を乗り越えんとするわ我が望み。
頑張る。
救いはここにあらず。
Some Sakura girls you might look at. Noshiro. She's a little power crept nowadays, but she's still strong.
少年
And she was utterly broken in the state she was when she was originally released. As it is, she's very good at buffing your destroyer's torpedoes. Yeah, gear grind is something.
おのおの計画通りに。
But Noshiro buffs your destroyer's torpedoes, and she's very tanky, but it's an evasion tank. So if you get an unlucky roll, she can get hammered quick.
新たにあなたの補佐。ユニコーン。
Fun fact: Noshiro was actually my boss fleet tank for fighting 13-4 Taiho. I tried using Rune, but she just took too much damage.
おのおの計画通りに。
She ended up as the mob fleet tank.
救いはここにあらず。
ユニコーン。おに。
Yeah, of course, I've cleared Chapter 13 before I discovered the joys of homing torpedo fleets with slows. Oh yeah, Shimakaze's awesome.
我が望み。
Shimakaze's particularly helpful in Chapter 14 because she's got a lot of wave clears.
かけるとしましょう。
怠惰なる者に闇夜の制裁。
Bayard here is going to be
役を罰女性。
would be great for Chapter 15 if I hadn't already cleared Chapter 14. Tons of barrages, good AA.
戦闘が終わりました。指揮官。
The way the smoke screen and night mechanics work. Any aim to fire, your battleship guns, your homing torpedoes,
救いはここにあら
misses
ず。
wildly if the opponent isn't
かけ
detected.
るとしましょう。
怠惰なる
So
者に
unabe stuff, barrages, non-homing torpedoes
ユニコーン。
work much better. Udachi retrofit's another good pick for Chapter 14. She's
おのおの
great
計画通り
in
に。
the mob fleet.
指揮官様に勝利。
I do feel she's been power crept though.
救いはここにあらず。ではかけるとしましょう。
怠惰なる者に闇夜の制裁を。正常。役を罰女性。
Which isn't
救いは
a
ここにあら
bad
ず。
thing. It's just there's more powerful options on the table.
戦闘
And you
が終わ
really
り
can
ま
only
した。
use so many girls at once. But it's good to have diversity of choice. The heck is that? Is that like a dark mirror Amagi? That's got battleship rigging. Holy crap. I don't know if I like having the story divorced
苦
from
難を
the
乗り越えんとするわ
mission
我が
nodes.
望み。
Makes it hard to tell what's going on in the mission nodes.
救いはここにあらず。
But
で
we'll
は
figure it out.
かけるとしましょう。
怠惰なる
Yeah, look
者
at the
に
portrait.
闇夜の
That's
制裁
definitely
を。
Amagi. Maybe that's
役
the
を罰女性。
dark Amagi we've been facing.
救いはここにあらず。
頑張る。怠惰なる者に
かけるとしましょう。
Yeah, Shigure retrofit's not bad. The art for the Shigure retrofit's really good.
ではかけるとしましょう。
正常役を抜除せユニコ
救いはここにある。
頑張る
ではかけるとしましょう。救いはここにあらず。
服よ正
That's
常
Akagi
役
meta.
を抜除せ
では
Akagi
かけ
meta,
るとしま
not
しょう。
Amagi. Interesting. And she's a battleship. What the heck is
かげ
going
ろ
on?
指揮官様のご恩恵に
Stage complete, and I can do SP. What the heck?
指揮官様、
So, destroyer-wise, Laffy 2's a tank, Shimakaze's a damage dealer. Pretty good for bossing, pretty good for mobbing. Kawakaze and Kasumi are pretty good, but I don't really have a slot for them. Yudachi's decent, but everything Yudachi does, Mogador does better. All of
指揮官に出会えて本当に良かったです
missile destroyers, the guided missile destroyers, are excellent. Kazugumo
指揮
is a
官と一
favorite,
緒にいるのは
and that's just because of this skill.
楽しい
And basically, she increases damage dealt by aircraft carriers by 15%. That's
風
big.
友と一緒にいて
Combine that with AVI buffs from Shinano and torpedo damage buffs from Amagi CV. Holy hell. Potter is
恋
another
と
good
か愛
DD.
とか別
Even
に
though
考
she's
えたこ
elite,
とがないわけじゃない
she's got the
よ
air raid assistant skill.
まあ
And this
考え
skill's
たって
rather
結
neat
局
because she
複雑
buffs
すぎて眠くなるだ
the
けだし
tank and the off
自分で
tank.
考えるよ
She
り
buffs the tank's
指揮官の
the
そばに
ability
いた
to
ら
tank, and
自
she
然と
buffs
わ
the
か
off
ると
tank's
思う
ability
ね
to do damage. But she doesn't deal a lot of damage herself. But because she's Eagle Union, you can also put the damage control manju on her and make her immortal for 8 seconds. Eldridge is going to be interesting. I haven't really played with her much yet,
高いの
but her retrofit supposedly made her pretty good for protecting. Haratsuki's neat. Jervis and Janus are awesome. Although I know you're not a fan of royal ships, but they're very tanky, lots of barrages, work really, really well. And that's pretty much the destroyers I use. Hammond 2's interesting because she's got air raid assistance and flagship cover combined in one skill. But her problem is she's got no HP, so if anyone looks at her funny, she dies. And she's squeaky. So basically what I'm looking for in a destroyer is either like Shimakaze, overwhelming damage. Laffy 2 has overwhelming survivability. Mogador's overwhelming gun-based damage. Or I'm looking for some kind of fleet utility. Like Kazugumo's
指揮官と一緒にい
air
る
raid
のは
assistant skill
風雲
to buff the rest of the fleets. Alright. I suppose let's take on SP. It feels weird taking on SP the first day of an event. What the heck? Okay, so we'll keep using the same fleet we've been using. If you're using Sakura carriers, highly recommend Kazugumo. She increases their damage a heck of a lot. The heck? There's no limitations, so why can't I see 5 that jumps? There's Amagi CV. Got too many ships. Okay. Dyson. We'll have Unicorn to babysit. Unicorn. Then where the heck? Unicorn's the best healer in the game. Perseus comes in second. Perseus is better in shorter fights. Unicorn's better in longer fights. Otherwise, Perseus and Unicorn do basically the same thing. Don't put them together. That's too much healing. Another healer that's good. Where are you? Oh, I passed you. There you are, Aquila. There she is. Aquila is very versatile. She's got a damage dealing mode and a healing mode. When she's in healing mode, she heals the most damage Vanguard and the most damage main fleet ship. So she's very focused healing. So she gives you focused healing. Unicorn gives you broadcast healing. Then the new ship that just came out, Zuiho. She's basically functions like Aquila. You get a lot of healing for your most damage Vanguard and most damage main fleet. Zuiho is basically Aquila and Ryuho mixed, because her heals heal like Ryuho, but she heals 2 targets. So right now, as far as healers go, my combo, if I needed 2 healers in the fleet, would probably be Unicorn and Zuiho paired. Yep. You've got Zuiho, which is the new girl that was just released. You've got Ryuho, which is a single target healer. Whereas Ryuho is a 2-target healer. She's good, but compared to other healers, the fact that Zuiho exists means that Ryuho is kind of pointless. Shoho is a decent healer. She basically works exactly like Unicorn before her retrofit. She heals the Vanguard on airstrike. She also buffs carrier damage, which is cool. But you need backline healing too, and she doesn't provide you any backline healing. So as far as Sakura ships go, your best healers are Zuiho, Shoho, and Ryuho. Though I suppose if you want to stick with Sakura healers, you could do Zuiho and Shoho, and they would give you backline healing, single target backline healing, and broadcast Vanguard healing. Oops, why am I in Operation Siren? Let's get back to SP. You missed out on getting Zuiho? She was free. Okay. Yeah, I cleared all of my... There's Alfred. There we go. Then my babysitter fleet. In case you're wondering why I call this my babysitter fleet, these all have cross-fleet barrages, which are very strong. UVH and Guam give you point defense against suicide boats. Yorktown and Implacable just because they have decent cross-fleets, and they give me the boost, my AVI boost, to make sure I always have max ACV. Shimakaze has a good torpedo-based barrage, and Unzen has a good gun-based barrage. Well, I'm sorry you missed out on her. But that's the nice thing about this game. Even if you missed her this year, she'll be back in the future. I expect us to have UVH in the basically the permanent pity pool by the end of the year. Oh no, you don't. I see you trying to creep on Yorktown.
おのおの計画通りに戦い、指揮官様に勝利。
But just keep in mind, there's certain things, certain factions do better than others. And Royals have the best supporting ships. They've got the best healer. They've got the best battleship vanguard damage buffer. They've got the best battleship damage buffer. They've got two of the best aircraft carrier slowers/stoppers in the game. One of which is the most accessible one in the game in the form of Ark Royal. Ironblood, by contrast, is very battleship focused. A lot of their ships are very good at anti-light and medium armor, particularly Biscuit 2. Aegir is still one of the tankiest vanguards in the game, and the fact that she gives your battleship's armor break to work off of is awesome.
苦難を乗り越えんとする我が望み。
頑張る。
救いはここにあらず。ではかけるとしましょう。
怠惰なる者に闇夜の制裁を。正常。
好敵手。
役を罰女せ。
Your soccer empire is overwhelmingly designed to take out heavy armor ships. That's what the torpedoes are for. That's how their better aircraft carriers are set up. It's all set up to take out big, heavy armor targets.
苦難を乗り越えんとする
Even Musashi is the best battleship against heavy armor.
救いはここにあらず。ではかけるとしましょう。
怠惰なる者に闇夜の制裁を。正常。役を罰女せ。
救いはここにあらず。
頑張る。怠惰なる者に闇夜の制裁を。
Generally, soccer is weak on anti-air, though they do have more and more anti-air options as they get further along in the game. Shimanto, in particular in PR6, is broken as heck.
ごめん、ぶつかっちゃった。ユニコーン、鬼。
As far as Eagle Union goes, they've got a lot of individually strong ships. Unfortunately, a lot of them have gotten power crept. What Eagle Union has right now is the combination of Yorktown 2 and Kearsarge, which probably make the best anti-light armor ships in the game right now.
救いはここにあらず。
闇夜の制裁を。
Well, like I said, I expect UVH to be in the permanent UR pity pool by the end of the year. UVH can't really be used like other battleships, though. But hey, she's unique.
どけ、邪魔だ。どけ、邪魔だ。よ
くわかんないけどやってやるよ。この力で未来を切り開く。この力で未来を切り開く。罰女せん。この力で未来を切り開く。
And that's SP clear. We cleared SP on day 1. Okay.
不可能も可能にしちゃう島風艦隊ですよ。
And everybody did a lot of damage except for the 2 aircraft carriers, which the fight didn't last long enough for them to get a single airstrike off. Okay. Can you say power creep? Power creep. Alright, I'm not gonna bother with EX. I'm not that hard up for COG chips, and I don't find EX mode fun. That's another thing Ironblood's generally weak on is anti-air.
エネルギー回路の
Okay, so yeah, let's get into the story, I guess. I wonder if the future events are going to follow this pattern too. We shall see. What's the... So, free ship at 10k, that's normal. Pretty standard. My goal for these events is usually 70k event points to get those rainbow books. The rainbow gear box I really don't care about, and 70k will buy out most of the shop too. I don't think Amagi got any... Yeah, Amagi didn't get any UR gear. That's a bummer. Well, let's find out. A deal with Observer. Shortly after the opening of the Nakura Singularity and the corruption of the ritual meant to revive Amagi, I barely have time to begin organizing the efforts to lend assistance to the Sakurans before my vision suddenly starts blurring. Although Helena Meta had already cautioned me before, an overwhelming sense of discomfort nevertheless invades my thoughts as my consciousness was pulled into a vast dark space. As my mind comes back into focus, I see Observer floating in front of me atop some sort of gigantic device with holograms of Helena and Compiler appearing next to her. Observer, help the commander. Agree, and I guarantee your continued existence in this branch. Refuse, and I'll destroy you here and now. Those are your options, yes or no. There is no other choice. Hee well, hello to you too. If you're going to ask for help, you could at least say... I clicked the button too fast. Could you at least say please? I'm not going to beg. I can find someone else if I have to. You know that. Still, working with me is the best solution. Otherwise, why would you bother coming to see me, Helena? Oh, excuse me, I forgot about the beneficiary of this potential deal. You, the commander. How do you feel about this? Cronus Adair is here just as a witness. I'm the one you should be talking to. Well, she's right. A witness is all I can really claim to be, since I know almost nothing about this deal. All she explained to me was that this meeting was a way of strong-arming Observer into aiding me. Okay, who's this? Ghost. Okay. And then I had to attend this meeting. What she didn't explain is why Compiler is somehow here despite her mainframe having been destroyed, or how she's going to get Observer to agree to it. Ah, that's Compiler. I get it. Okay. Though, do negotiations usually start with one side threatening to off the other right out of the gate? Even more surprising is Observer's response. Even in the situation, it's as if she's still watching us, probing us. Is survival that important to her, or... Can you really make such an important decision on that person's behalf? I can. Dots. More dots. It's not like I have the knowledge she does. Enough stalling. I hold all the cards here. Even if you were to reconnect with your mainframe, you still wouldn't know what options I have at my disposal. Do you even know why I brought Cronus Adair with me? A unique commander, a unique test site, a unique me? Are you really able to ensure my continued existence? What a foolish question. Have I not presented Compiler to you in her entirety? Of course I can. These are different cases. As soon as I reconnect with the mainframe, my abnormality will immediately be discovered and reset. Until that process has taken place, I am unable to make use of the natural calculation system's resources. What if I told you that it's possible to bypass that? And how do you expect to do that? Through the tower. Oh, I see. With the tower's help. An interesting idea. Are you done? I'd like to change the terms of our deal. You must ensure the continued existence of not just me, but all higher level programs in this branch. Fine by me. Now that the Nakara singularity has appeared, we need to decide and act quickly. Having that said, can you ensure that person will be able to salvage their hull data? If not, all this will be for naught. I can. I caught that first part. The singularity must be dealt with post-haste. But what was that about salvaging hull data? Alright, we have a deal. A wise decision. Looks like they've managed to reach a decision. Even Observer, who's been treating our world as a test tube, still values continued existence to this extent. Though I'm a bit concerned that she'd accept this deal so easily, even if Helena was pretty much holding her at gunpoint. Now then, which world segment would you like me to replicate? Your choice, whichever one is the most stable. You got it. Now shoo and gather the other high-level programs. I'll contact you again once I've reconnected to my mainframe. Sure. Since this observer's cut herself off, her existence is its own entity at stake. And Helena exploited that to our advantage. The question that remains is, how exactly does Helena plan to uphold her end of the deal? And how much is she willing to tell me? We're good to go now, Commander. I'm sure you have many questions. It's okay. We have time for those. I'm going to tell you everything you'll need to know about what's to happen. Yeah, everything you think I need to know, but it's not going to be everything I ought to know. We're going to fight side by side and do something no other test site has ever been able to do before. So are you going to give me more information than you usually do? 'Cause you hide a lot. Ode of Ever-Blossoming Crimson. Or Ever-Blooming Crimson. The wait. Tester's Destruction. Pacific Ocean. Area around Tester's mainframe. Commander's Vessel. When I open my eyes to reality once again, I see the ceiling of my command vessel above me and a worried-looking Memphis at my side. Are you done talking with Helena? To prevent any unexpected incidents from happening, I informed Memphis beforehand that I'd be communicating with Helena Meta at some point. Needless to say, I did omit certain details, such as meeting with Observer and getting her to help us with the singularity. Yeah, now I have a good grasp on how dangerous Nakara is, and I have an idea for how to deal with it. This is the only gacha I play, and the reason it's the only gacha I play is I like how it's not predatorily monetized. We're facing a much bigger threat than I first anticipated. It's even worse than we thought. TB called it cataclysmic and more dangerous than the NA Ocean Singularity. Is it that bad? It is. I will need to start issuing some instructions, but I won't have time to explain all of them in detail. But I hope you and everyone else will trust me when I say that this is our best shot at success. Of course, there's no one in our ranks who will question your orders. Thanks. You have a pen ready? Yep. 1. Cease analysis of Tester's Mirror C and focus the Sea of Stars' and Celestial Tower's computing resources on analyzing Nakara. 2. All units around Tester's Mirror C will head to the rendezvous point and I'll send to them. There, they will prepare for a combat mission against Nakara. 3. We don't get to know what 3 is. I read the intro up to it. I didn't get around to reading the actual event story. It's probably expired. Well, that's a bummer. Shortly afterward, the fleet finishes withdrawing from the territory around Tester's mainframe. The relative calm does not last, however. Out of nowhere, a deafening roar suddenly rips through the air. An edifice of dark metal appears on the ocean's surface, surrounded by a city of glowing buildings. The tower housing Tester's mainframe once again materializing in the real world. For a moment, the mainframe of the glowing city remains suspended serenely upon the water's surface. Then, in the blink of an eye, the indestructible tower is engulfed in an all-consuming explosion. Only a day ago, the Pacific was firmly in her grasp. Now, the source of her being is gone from this world forever. Dun dun dun. Omitter's destruction. Pacific Ocean, en route to Nakara. Commander's vessel. Beep beep. Hello? Oh, I finally got through. Torvald's commander, do you copy? Loud and clear, Ms. Genie's mechanic. You're near the Winter's Crown, right? Correct. I've been monitoring the crown since those bizarre phenomenon happened to it. I wanted to contact you sooner, but there's been intense jamming in the area. Anyway, the jamming just let up, so I contacted you immediately. Jamming? If the sirens were behind it, then there's nothing to worry about. Why do you say that? Have you developed a means of rendering their jamming wholly useless? Actually, forget about that for now. There's more pressing matters. Did Ometer destroy the Winter's Crown? Why, yes, in fact, and her mainframe suddenly appeared out of nowhere and blew up by itself, right? Yes. How did you know that? You can't just have guessed that. You're spying on us, aren't you? No, well, let's just say one of my sources told me. Ah, source, of course. You're well connected after all. I'll explain everything later, I promise. As I was going to say, you don't need to worry about Ometer or any siren in the Arctic for that matter. More urgently, I need you to call Rosia and tell her to bring her fleet to assist with the Nakara Singularity. What's a Nakara Singularity? There's no time to explain. I'll send you a mission brief later. Roger, roger. Azur Lane Blue Archive and Nikkei. Very nice. I've seen Zenless Zone Zero. They've got a lot of very well done ads. That also concerns me a bit because they paid for a lot of really well done ads and expect to extract the money that went in, the investment money that went into those ads out of the player base. Anyway, that's 2 mainframes down already. Observer sure works fast. The promise of a new lease on life must have really sprung her into her action. Azure Promelia. Well, we'll see what that becomes. Purifier's destruction. South Pacific. Purifier's mainframe. Break room. Vessel storage. So bored. Relegated to frickin' support, and right after that shit show down in Antarctica. What's Observer thinking? She finally gonna take matters in her own hands after they threatened her mainframe? Yeah, nah, I can't picture her ever going into an actual battle. Whatever. She does things her own way. Better not waste energy think about it. Just wish she hadn't aborted all tests, because now I've got jack squat to do. Damn it. Let me fight already. I hate sitting on my ass twiddling my thumbs. Purifier anxiously rolled back and forth on the carpet, then suddenly stopped and got up, having remembered something. The game is pay to win. Yeah, that's what I figured. I know. Let's see what's going down in the Pacific. Tester better not screw up this time, because they have brought out the big... Huh? Someone's reading the data in my database. No, wait. It's not being read, it's being transferred. Stop that, you asshole. I didn't consent to this. In a rush, she accessed her database and saw all the information was being removed before her eyes. Half of everything is gone, but if there's only 50% left, how am I still alive? Resource usage looks normal. What the hell's going on? Where's my damn data going? She sent out command after command to remedy the situation, but it was all for nothing. Her data kept being transferred away. Then, once the process was complete, she herself received a command to self-destruct. Oh, I heard Genshin Impact was pretty heavily monetized. Not as bad as, like, Fate Grand Order, but pretty badly. What? Wait, don't! Bye, Purifier! Just like that, Purifier's mainframe turned into a spectacular display of fireworks. Hooray! Only a day ago, the South Pacific feared her name. Now her personality is no longer part of this world. Too bad, so sad. Unfortunately, she's not gone. Kind of like 3PO. Into the Singularity. Nakara, surrounding waters. Nakara's blood-red color becomes clearly visible on the horizon as my command vessel draws closer and closer. Thanks to Masashi, a crack has appeared on its surface, large enough for several soccer and ship girls to exit through. They've grouped up with our fleet. Their reports have provided me with enough intel to figure out what's happening inside. Akagi tried to revive Amagi, but her longing was twisted by some unknown force and used to open the Nakara singularity. Seeing how far the corruption has spread, Mikasa and Musashi immediately switched their backup plan and took people to Yomayama for their safety. I probably garbled that. However, the casualties have been immense. Kaga has disappeared, a third of their ship girls, including Mikasa and Musashi, are incapacitated, and nearly all their mass-produced ships have been destroyed or taken over by corruption. Oh no! Zone 0, worse one, Honoka Star Rail in the middle of... Okay. Genshin more free-to-play friendly again. Okay. Well, I mean, keep in mind, I think Honoka Star Rail was made by the same people who made ZZZ, so yeah. It's hardly any different from the projected worst-case scenario, if only I'd known sooner. Indeed, the Sakura Empire's fleets have taken catastrophic damage. This is the most proximal threat posed by the Nakara Singularity. Fortunately, someone among their highest echelons managed to foresee this situation. You mean Yamato? God damn it, another Yamato reference. We're never getting Yamato in the game. It's a little wonder why Jitsu Meta spoke so highly of her. Sure, Mikasa Musashi came up with emergency plans as well, but she was a step ahead of even them. A step ahead is underselling it, actually. With limited intel she's had access to, she's done almost everything right before and after Nakara appeared. It's thanks to her that those who were caught in Nakara were able to be saved. Saved, you mean from hull corrosion? When a foundational hull sustains too much damage, the data inside it disperses, eventually leading to the ship girl's death both as a vessel and as a person. Lexington. What if all that data, their feelings and memories, or in other words, their soul, could be safely preserved? What are you suggesting? That as long as their individual identity remains, they can be healed? That can't be true. Please let it be true. I want my frickin' Lexington 2 in the game. That's exactly what a soul is. It's also what Akagi attempted to use in her ritual. A union between a vessel's concept and a person's memories. By using this information as a basis for a soul, it is possible to reconstruct the existence known as Amagi. That's why I love Manju. Very friendly and free to play. That's why I spend little. I spend a little, yep. That's why I like promoting this game as a content creator, and I'm willing to toss a few dollars here and there every once in a while, like paying for the new sparkly UI. That was $12. Figure a show UI is good for streams, hooray! And herein lies the crux of the matter. Everything about Nakara is related to the existence of Amagi. So as long as the plan proceeds smoothly, all else will fall into place. And we worked out the details of the plan for dealing with Nakara. There are 3 critical pieces to this plan, Commander. You, Observer, and the Nakara Singularity. See, Nakara was created with the power of an origin cube, using the Watatatsumi as its core. Therefore, it has the same properties as the Watatatsumi. The same properties as the meteorite that struck the northern primal element so long ago. It has the power to merge with its surroundings and turn dreams into reality. Hence, Shinano being OP is F. We can use this to our advantage. Akagi was on the right track, so we will employ the same method as her. Only we will be using a far more sophisticated and reliable data instead of the corrupted soul she had to work with. In all your years of dealing with the sirens, you should already be familiar with the natural calculation system, yes? It is the beating heart of the Magister's plan and the Antiochus's most important piece of equipment. Observer Zero personally oversees its use, and nobody knows where the machine itself actually is. However, every observer has permission to connect to it. That's how she gains full control over the test sites she observes. When an observer doesn't access the system, she ends up like the ones in your branch. I'm getting sidetracked. In short, we will reconnect Observer to the natural calculation system to create a world segment based on the records of the past. Then we project this rolled segment into Nakara. What this means is upon entering Nakara, we will be able to step into this world segment. From there, we will retrieve the information needed to reconstitute Amagi's soul, in that realm frozen in time. Sounds simple enough. It doesn't sound simple at all! If this works for Amagi, then we can do the same for others who have had their hulls corroded or damaged. I'm afraid not. Just give me freaking Lexington too. The factors at play here, Nakara Watatatsumi, the origin cube, and above all, Akagi's strong emotions give shape to what is possible. Akagi's her principal fixation. Of course, one could argue that this extends to the other people she cares about, but at the end of the day, it's not something that can be done for everyone. Moreover, you personally have to be the one to recover her data and lead the fleet through what's inside. One last but important thing. If you don't deal with Nakara, the corrosion it has attracted will leak past the prime barrier and eventually consume your whole branch. While you're inside recovering the data, those outside the singularity will need to guard the gaps to prevent the corrosion from spreading, even if it costs them their lives. Beyond that, you will also need to lead a separate fleet into Nakara and defeat the twisted amalgamations of Amagi birthed within the singularity, and release her concept once and for all. Keep in mind that Akagi's already successfully overturned Amagi's death in this branch. It is no longer possible to erase people's memories of the imposter. For the true Amagi to return, you'll need to destroy this concept in its entirety. We're lucky that Akagi has a soft spot for you. If you weren't here now, your branch's odds wouldn't look as optimistic. I'll put a fleet together to help you deal with the amalgamations. In the meantime, assemble a team you plan to take with you into Nakara. Blue Archive is friendly in pulls, but it wants you to buy pearls unless you grind for gems in the story. Gotcha. One moment. Contain the corrosion, eliminate the false versions of Amagi, and recover the real Amagi's hull data. That's the operation we drafted. The fact that we'll be using the power of the natural calculation system to enter a superimposed world segment seems almost inconceivable still. That's a whole bunch of word salad. Then there's my role in this. How exactly do I go about collecting this hull data and reconstituting the true Amagi's concept? You'll play it, you'll figure it out as you go along. There's still too many uncertainties. Knock knock. Commander, is everything fine? Yeah, how's Akagi holding up? She's a lot calmer than before, but she still refuses to be cleansed of the corrosion. Must be going through a lot, seeing as she hasn't come to see me. Yeah, it seems that way. Let's give her some space for now. One more thing. While getting testimonies from Akagi and Nagato previously, we noticed that some information didn't line up. For example, Nagato mentioned that she was attacked in the Pacific and Hiei was abducted in her place. But Akagi denied knowing about this and said she ordered no such attack. Akagi also said she knows nothing about the imposter's attempt to hijack Tester's mainframe. In other words, they're not a reflection of Akagi's will, just Akagi's insanity. Nikki and fully free to play, gives pulls each event, and good pity roll, but luck's bad. We'll need to be careful when we face them. Hey, by the way, is it really a good idea to work with Observer? Bismarck and Akagi did the same once, and look how that turned out for them. I'm not accusing you of anything, I'm just concerned. Memphis isn't alone in that regard. Others looked anxious when I briefed them on the operation. It's not that I trust Observer. She's no ally of mine. However, I do trust Helena Meta. I don't think you should. She hides too much from us. And I believe this arrangement with Observer will save us. Sure, it's a risky deal, but it's what we need right now. Okay, but do you personally really need to enter the Singularity? Apparently. I do. It has to be me. Why? Because Helena said so? Probably. That's not the only reason. Akagi and many Sakurans are counting on me. Dots. Helena. Why do you trust her so much? Oh, Memphis is jealous. Pardon? Oh, sorry. What I meant to say is that I trust you, Commander. Yeah. Beep beep. A call from Minakazi of all people? Why is she calling you? How'd she reach your command vessel? In all likelihood, it's Yamato speaking through Minazuki. Oh, I see. Should I notify Akagi about this? Well, when it comes to her... Akagi, I am putting you through to the commander. Commander, this is Nagato. I have rescued Amagi and Zuikaku. Akagi, can you hear me? Are you alright? Commander? Forgive me. I made a grave mistake. I'll never... You must abhor me for the things that I've done. Calm down, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to see you. Kaga's gone. Magi's never coming back, and now there won't even be a place for me to go back to. I've betrayed everyone and everything, just to open the singularity. And it's too late now, even for someone like you. I'm sorry, all I wanted was... Please, put an end to this nightmare. I will, I promise. I've tried to comfort her the best I can, but the words can only go do so much for wounds of the heart, and she's freaking nuts. Brown Dust 2, same as Azur Lane, but better Blue Archive than gameplay and story. I've never heard of Brown Dust 2. There's so many mobile games nowadays. I'll try again later to persuade her to have the corrosion cleansed. It's too dangerous to leave unchecked. Got it. Why would Yamato be contacting me now? Did something unexpected happen? Yamato's contacting you now to tease us all, because she's never going to actually be released into the game. Beep beep. Mizuki, it's me. Would you mind putting Yamato on the line? Oh, we don't actually get to chat with Yamato. Okay. Okay. Establishing connection to mainframe. Connection established. Observer test site beta. A bunch of numbers. Verifying data. Data verification complete. Querying natural calculation system. Query complete. Creating world segment. Sampling range near Amagi's living quarters. Generating sample. Generation complete. Downloading data. Download complete. Natural calculation system call complete. Things are going smoothly. You all have what you wanted now. All you have to do is project this into the designated area of Nakara. We move so openly, yet my mainframe doesn't suspect a thing. I find myself more fascinated by these methods of yours, even if you do have the tower's assistance. Abandon that idle curiosity, observer. Yes, your commander is impressive too, for being able to work with Akagi given the state she's in. You know what's going on in Nakara, and you know how slim the chances of success are, but yet you still send the commander. What drives you to take such risks? I repeat, abandon that idle curiosity. Aw, how boring. Fine, I'll start preparing the projection of this world segment. I'll need to maintain my connection to my mainframe, so keep me good and safe, okay? Azure Premier is so bad, Hermesia as a new game. How much more do we have? Wow. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Sometime later, in the waters near the Nakara Singularity, I understand your feelings, Akagi, but your safety comes first. Yes, Lady Nagato, I understand. Don't presume all this to be your fault. I am partially in the wrong for not stopping you. When in doubt, however, follow the commander's orders to the letter. Yes, Lady Nagato, I understand. I expect you to bring Ryuho and Zuikaku home safely. Yes, Lady Nagato, I understand. I am just worried about you, that's all. But that's not all, is it? You're worried that the commander's life will be on the line during this operation, aren't you? Yes. Commander, what manner of magical prep talk did you just have with Akagi? Morale was so low before, but everyone seems perfectly fine now. How? Learning about the world segment was probably a major factor. That was enough to make such a big difference. Should I be more impressed by your foresight or her resilience? It's not resilience, it's insanity. Maybe that's exactly the kind of strength that's needed to occupy a prominent position in the soccer empire. The soccer empire is a fractured bunch of plotters. Perhaps you might not realize it yet, but Akagi's doing her best. I have a feeling that this is the real Akagi, unburdened by the weight of her obsession. Akagi, we're ready. Good, everything is going smoothly. Are you sure it's okay for me to come with you after what I said to you in the barrier? I didn't expect this from someone of the 5th Carrier Division. Forget about me. Will there ever be a better opportunity to help the commander? Besides, when we finally meet my sister, I need her to see what a wonderful new talent is capable of. Commander, we are officially ready. She's rushing us, Commander. I won't complain about her newfound energy, but I wonder if she isn't stealing the show a little. Now, let her test her leadership skills. After all, we need her help to accomplish Yamato's task. If I can secure Saccharine souls lost in the ritual barrier and the singularity is eliminated, then they can be brought back, but not all of them are here with me. One remains. Kaga. She acted as a substitute for Akagi. She has been drawn into Nakara, making it impossible for me to recover her soul. As with Amagi, her soul must be found before she can return. Save Amagi, Kaga, the Sakura Empire, and the very world itself. No pressure. I have faith that you can work such a miracle. That's it. Only by saving everyone and bringing everything back to normal can I fulfill my promise. No pressure. None at all. Beep beep. Enterprise. After I enter Nakara with Nagato's fleet, you'll be in charge of the operation of the Pacific. I contact the leaders of the other factions in advance. They shouldn't give you any trouble. As we discussed before, your role is to open a path from the crack in the barrier to the ritual's core and prepare to destroy the singularity from the outside. You'll also need to defeat and purify any enemies that escape the barrier. Sea of Stars and Celestial Tower are monitoring the situation in case other cracks appear. Do everything in your power to stop the corrosion from spreading further until I return. Roger that. Leave the outside to me. And Commander, be careful in there. Meanwhile, the Singularity Strike Force is prepared for combat against the false amalgamations. Lady Nagato, please reconsider. This is too dangerous. My decision is firm. This is no longer up for discussion. At least let me come along, please. Absolutely not. You lack compatibility with Watatsumi, and you have no means of interfacing with it. I will handle it by myself. Rest assured, I will deliver her safely. I'm sure you said the same thing about Musashi. Then, brazen as it is, I will use this opportunity to atone for past mistakes. After this is all over, I'll apologize to her in person. I'll hold you to that. Lady, it's time. Are you ready? Kazuguma's a destroyer. Always. The corrosion won't cause lasting damage. Purification will fix everything, right? The Wisdom's Q safety feature can tolerate metacorrosion to an extent. With some adjustments to the hull surface, we can entirely nullify the effects of meta-transformation for a short period. Well, it falls to the individual whether she trusts us or not. I swear in Fu's name that Lady Nagato will come back safe and sound. Kasumi, okay, I trust you. Because Watatatsume had served as the basis of the Singularity's formation, we need to interface with the relic in order to locate the false amalgamations. However, the corrosion inside the Singularity is so powerful that, without countermeasure, ship girls inside will lose their minds like Kiyu and Junyo had. Conversely, intentionally undergoing metamorphosis ahead of time and carrying a means of purification would allow ship girls to enter without fear. Such was the conclusion drawn through my and Helena's joint efforts. Yeah, the $100. I probably put a little more into that into Azur Lane over the years, but I've never put more than like $20 in it at a time. Thus, we decided that a minimal fleet of the Meta Jinsu and Kasumi would join Nagato on her mission. Kasumi would then introduce a controlled metamorphosis state within Nagato. Let us begin, Kasumi. Understood, milady. Kasumi pressed a blue flame against Nagato's chest. The flames engulfed her, and it catches mine and sunk deeper and deeper. As flowers bloom, so too must they wither. The circle of life spins on, protective power and an endless font. I am Nagato, guardian fox of the Sakuran Empire. I understand your wish, and mine is to protect my fellow Sakurans. Allow me to fulfill both of our wishes. Use my power as you please. Fire erupts, and from it emerges Nagato bolstered by meta power. Will that do? How do you feel? A little dizzy, I think. I hallucinated some sights and sounds. Let me take a look. Huh? Did something go wrong? No, I don't think so. You're actually doing a lot better than I expected. Good. As planned, focus on finding the false amalgamations when we go in. Leave the fighting to us so you can serve your power. Very well. We depart at once. Okay. We're going to pause for a second. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. Which is a better character or which is a better ship? One moment. Okay, sorry about that. Shokaku. So let's scroll down. Let's just do this. I've got too many ships. Okay, Kagi. Yes, you're crazy, I know. Okay. Kagi used to be really good back when the game launched. No unique augment though. She gets decreased loading time of her first airstrike. Hooray! If you deploy her with Kaga, she gets an AVI boost to 35%. Yay! She doesn't have a lot of AVI. Her plane loadout is dated. And she's just power crept. Shokaku is kind of in the same boat. She doesn't have really great efficiency. She's got to decent torpedo bomber efficiency. AVI is okay, but could be better. Skills. Again, a lot of the carrier division soccer girls. She gets an AVI buff for deploying with Zuikaku, so she's meant to pair with Zuikaku. But you don't have to pair her with Zuikaku. It just makes this skill useless. However, Shokaku has this skill, Crane's Protection. When this ship launches an airstrike, increases your entire fleet's damage by 10% and decreases the damage it takes by 10% for 12 seconds. Okay. So what you do is you put a fast plane loadout on her, have her be the first aircraft carrier to strike, And the aircraft carrier airstrikes after her get a 10% damage boost. Hooray! That makes Shokaku good. I don't use her anymore because I've got better options, but back when I was first assembling my carrier fleets, my first carrier fleet was Shinano, Shokaku, and Ark Royal. Ark Royal to slow, Shokaku to buff, Shinano to do the damage. Again, depends on what your fleet's for. If you're using Akagi for mobbing, the decreased airstrike time's actually not bad. Also, decreased airstrike time's potentially nice for getting additional airstrikes off during, say, a meta fight. But I wouldn't use Akagi for that. I would use... Where are you? Akagi Muse.
他のメンバーとも仲良くしようって？指揮官様がそうおっしゃるなら、この赤木我慢してもいいのですが。
Akagi Muse is actually a superior version of Akagi.
赤木だけを見ていてくださいませ。
So if I was using Akagi for bossing to, say, proc Amagi's decreased loading first airstrike load, I would try to fit Akagi Muse in instead of regular Akagi. Ooh, wow, I've got my dock full.
指揮官様、私は仲間
Let's
と
toss
この
more
力
cannon fodder at
全処させてい
you,
ただきます。
Amagi, to buff you up.
この力全処させていただきます。この力全処させていただき
Okay. I need to take a quick break. I will be right back.
「ニュージャージーから教わったステップを見せよう」「オリジナルのアレンジも加えているよ。あなたが見せた反応のデータに基づいてね。」メールの着信を確認して。
Okay, I'm back. Okay. 3-1, Europa's fight. I really doubt Akagi will ever get a retrofit. What they do need to do is give her a unique augment that buffs up her skills. That would help, but How they would buff her skills, I don't know. She's pretty good for mob clearing at this point, though, given that she has decreased airstrike loading time, but she's not really useful for any kind of high-end content. But hey, waifu over meta. This game is not that hard. With Observer's help, warball communications are smoother than ever. Since the appearance of the Nakara Singularity, the Singularity in the NA Ocean ramped up activity as well. While Enterprise's fleet dealt with Nakara in the Pacific, New Jersey and the factions of Europa were left to defend against it. You're probably just fine for mobbing. Iris Orthodoxy Cathedral. Jean and Algerie, the two of you will lead the Orthodoxy fleet to support efforts in the central NAC. New Jersey is commanding the effort there. You will work with her to suppress the Singularity and buy time for the commander's mission. Understood, Cardinal. We will depart as soon as the fleet is assembled. It's time to show the world the power of the unified Iris' Templar Knights. The rest of the fleet will catch up with you on the battlefield. And as soon as you and the other immediately available forces are ready, we'll leave at once. Time is of the essence today. Jean Bart will guide the unprepared portion of the fleet to you later on. Yes, ma'am. Iris Orthodoxy, Ironblood Consulate. Turpits. The Ironblood mainland and North Sea fleets are to fight in the NA Ocean. Buy as much time for the commander as you possibly can. I won't disappoint you. Iris Orthodoxy, Sardinian Consulate. Take the Mediterranean fleet and fleet station at Toronto, Alexandria, Venice, and nearby ports. They and the capital fleet are mass-produced ships. Oh, and our aerial forces too. The Orthodoxy fleet is starting to set sail. I'll request use of their open docks for maintenance of our ships as well. Littorio, Sardinia will join this glorious battle and put her might on full display. The mastermind behind the scenes may fear our resplendence, but today's story is not solely about us. We need to prove the commander and to the world we are a major power on the world stage. I read you loud and clear, Veneto. It is our time to stun friend and foe alike. Iris Orthodoxy, Secret Tribunal Meeting. The Iris Orthodoxy, Eagle Union, Iron Blood, Sardinia, and even the Ashes. Oh, but the Royal Navy has yet to act. Kirov claims that all singularities could go out of control, yet the Gate of Avalon seems stable for the time being. Her Majesty seems to have learned from past mistakes, hee hee. That said, it's such a shame to see them left out. Thinking of switching my Akagi for a healer or just use Akagi for grinding. I mean, whatever you feel you need to. I do recommend at least one broadcast healer in a mob fleet, though. The Royal Navy, Shinano Sakura fleet. I'd like to see more appropriately mobilized for the commander's sake. That's to say, as long as the mob fleet's not severely overleveled for the content. If it's severely overleveled with content, you probably don't need to worry about a healer. Okay. The floating dock returns. After the commander's group had left, the Pacific Fleet began their own battle. Ibuki, how much has the Sakura fleet recovered? Our mass-produced fleet is, frankly, hopeless. Even an optimistic estimate of our ship girls puts us at 50% combat capacity. And that's including the ones that can barely fight. Commander wasn't kidding. I've deployed a few floating docks at the rear. You're free to use them. Treat and repair the wounded. Use all the supplies you need, too. Reform your fleet, and I'll call on you again. What matters is that you recover enough that you can back us up later on. Sakura Empire fleet as a meta. Are you using them as a meta boss fighting fleet? My sincerest gratitude. I shall inform the others about the floating docks right away. Tosa and Hoshu are reforming the fleet now, so no worries there. One thing though, can the Sakura fleet still be the one in charge of making the path from the correct to the core of the ritual? We know the situation on the mainland and the enemies up ahead better than anyone else. Really? You just got out of danger and you're going back for more? That's not it. This poses an existential threat to our people, and we wish to rid ourselves of it. Okay, Sakura fleet can lead the vanguard, but just in case, I'm sending a healthier fleet alongside you. Ah, okay. Gotcha. Not that we don't trust you, it's just in case things take a turn for the worse. Understood. Thank you for your consideration. Hornet, can I trust you to accompany the Sakura fleet? Yes, ma'am. What better opportunity to test the Type 2 rigging I got from the commander? Just don't get too cocky. You and the Sakura fleet are the key to this whole mission. No problem, no problem. You be careful too, Enti. I'll go too. We can't leave any room for mistakes, not against the singularity. Ah, thanks, Kirov. Our fleet here, plus the girls undergoing repairs and treatment, will handle the crack. The rest of us will position around the singularity per the commander's plans. Soyuz to the north, Harbor to the west, Bunker Hill east, Pittsburgh south. You know your position, so get to them. Singularity will only intensify over time, which means more cracks are liable to appear. Each fleet needs to fight prudently. You never know when you might end up in a protracted battle. It's a rough situation, but reinforcements are on the way. SD Naval Base, NY Naval Base, and other garrisons are sending their best. Northern Parliament is contributing to the effort too. We're going to stand strong here until the commander's job is done. No matter how difficult, no matter how long the fight, we will seize victory in the end. Aye aye. Near the singularity, floating dock 3. Maya, take this numbered ticket and go rest. It'll be your turn for repairs in no time. Thank you. No problem. Oh, Suzanami, did you get hurt too? Just a minor scratch. What I really need is an ammo resupply if you don't mind. Write your name here and go that way. You'll be refilled in no time. Phew, thanks, Zuiho. Impressive, Zuiho. This place is just a jumble mess minutes ago. You got it organized in no time. Our blood fleet is really good at dam and healing. Just need sand for anti-air. Switch Z23 for sand. Sure, it was just easy for me since the crowd thinned out. Are you finished with yours, Vestal? Well, I had some stuff to do at Dock 5. I was just checking on things here along the way back. There were lots of injured girls here too, right? Yeah, there were. I sent them to Dock 5 like you said, though. Go help for them for us, Vestal. Don't worry, I'll make sure they're taken care of. Beep beep. Oh, hello, this is Vestal. Zuiho, she's right next to me here at Dock 3. Okay, got it. Beep beep. Vestal, what's going on? Nothing major. The Sakurans were looking for you, and I just told them where you were. Zuiho, you here? Izumo's looking for you. Excuse us. Oh, Hanakase, Ayase. Sorry, Vestal, but is it okay if I go now? Go ahead. Doc manages my job, so I'm just happy that you made things easier for me. Zui jumped off Dock 3 and ran to her comrades. Along the way, though, she noticed a faint glint in Hanakaze's eye. Hanakaze, what was that? What was what? Nothing. I just imagined it. I better not keep Izumo waiting. Let's go. Okay. So, Iron Blood, I think, does have some AA options. They're just not great at it.
あんたほど気が合う人はいない。つまり、私とあんたと二人でベストコンビネーション。あ、つまり母校での最強カップルってことか。
Magdeburg here is decent at AA. She's got an almost 400 AA stat and an AA buff on her skill.
この私がレーゲンスブルクがこんなやつに指揮官ごときに負けるなんて。貴様は一体何なの？このまま貴様に力を引き出されれば貴様に負けて隷属することになってしまう。そんなのは。
She gets Reginberg gets an AA buff and has decent AA stat.
期間はこちらにとって最初の、
Means
そして
it's
最後
kinda
に忠誠を
average.
誓った指揮官。
I remember Lightsig's okay.
ドアを見てて。私、指揮官さんと大事な話があるから。
Nothing
誰も部屋
exceptional,
の
but
中に入れないでね。
387's decent. Yeah, but your light cruisers should be able to supplement your AA. The light cruisers that have AA, unlike Emden here. But yeah, that's the problem with pure faction fleets, is they've got holes in their capabilities. Eagle Union has barely any utility, no slows, well, little to no slows, little to no healing. The healing it has is convoluted. Okay, unfortunately there's way more story than I can get through in tonight's stream. Been at it 3 hours already. And I'm only at 9 of 37. Yeah, this isn't happening. So I'm going to call the stream here. I will try to get on tomorrow and finish the story. I just can't get through all this tonight because I've got to be up in the morning to work. And that's not going to happen with all of this to go through. Generally, Soccer Empire is not great at anti-air.
そうそう。
Shimanto,
かし
however,
こまるのも遠慮するの
is a
もなし
freaking
よ。
boss.
ここで一番偉いのは指揮官なんだから、好きなだけアピールして構わ
This
ないの。
gun also gives it, the ship mounting it, a ghost AA gun, which is really, really
あ
good.
なただけの竜神様よ。
Another good AA ship from the Sakura Empire that's specifically meant to be an AA ship is Zuzo Kai.
何があっても守ってくれるって。バカ、指揮官ま
She's
た
about
手打ちっ
multiple
て。
AA guns.
赤くなんてなってないよ。少し熱いだけだよ。
She's got a lot of AA power, and her retrofit is super cute. I really like what they did with her
何があっても
retrofit.
守ってくれるって。
She went from this to this. And all I can say is, damn.
何があっても。
So Zuzu's good for AA. A lot of their light cruisers are okay to decent at AA.
ときめくというのはこういう感じです。
But it's one of their warriors they're weak. AA guns generally, if it's gold, it's decent. Oh, shoot. Back out of this and go back. Oh, those are the flak AA. Gotcha. Okay, so what you want to look for in anti-air? There's two important stats, one of which is range. Okay, you want the range to be as big as possible. That makes the circle as large as possible, which means aircraft are in it longer and can get shot at more. Okay. Second thing that's important. Fire rate. The AA gets averaged, so the effective range circle gets averaged between all the ships AA, and the fire rate gets averaged between all the ships AA, modified by their reload. Alright. So you want a fast AA on a ship with a low reload stat, and a slow AA on a ship with a high reload stat. Okay. So that's effectively min-maxing AA. Beyond that, your Bofors give you extra accuracy. Your twin 134s give you bonus firepower. Your heavy hitting AA, your sextuple Bofors, your twin Bofors, your prototype 90 millimeters, your rainbow AA. Should be on your best AA ships, generally your light cruisers. There you go. So that's AA in a nutshell. If you're gear poor, anything gold is good. But if you've got a lot of gear and can optimize, there are ways to do what's called pointless min-maxing, and that's how you pointless min-max it. Decent purple AA, these things are decent. 35 effective range, it's a little slow, but it hits decently. These are decent purple AA guns. These are okay too, mainly because they have the same 35 range stat. Well, rainbows are only from the Gear Lab, and you've got to grind Operation Siren for that. Okay, so I'm calling the stream here. It was good to see you, Dawson. Nice chatting with you. Anyone else that stopped by tonight, thank you. Again, I will try to resume the story tomorrow. It's just too much for me to read tonight, given that I have to be up in the morning to work. Hooray. Hope everyone has a lot of fun with this event. I hope everyone gets their own Amagi CV.
メールの着信を確認して。
Good night, and until tomorrow, goodbye.